Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 New Dawn run. Hope you're all doing well. Today, it's time once again for the best run in the game, Druid with Lute. I think this is one of the most powerful runs that you can do, and it's also one of the most fun, because you just get to go nuts getting incredibly high luck. And luck is just a really fun stat, because all kinds of great things happen when you have a lot of luck. This character is so powerful because the economy that you get is ridiculous, and by building economy, you also increase your damage, since Lute scales with the amount of luck that you have. So, Druid with Lute ends up being a very powerful run. We're going to roll here and look for some harvesting. I'm going to roll again, and we'll take 5 harvesting here. And then we'll buy a Lute. We'll definitely lock Propeller Hat. Increasing our luck, of course, means more chances for the Druid to drop fruits and thus gain additional luck. So when you have, when you're playing the Druid, you snowball this character pretty powerfully by increasing your luck, which is why a musical weapon like the Lute is so good for us, and getting early luck matters a lot. I could take the duct tape. I think that there are a couple other items that we would take over this. I'm not going to ban it, because we will want to increase our armor at some point. But I think there are some economy items that we're looking for more in the early shop, so we're not going to lock duct tape specifically. Now, we are playing with a little bit of a disadvantage on this run, because my cat is in my office, and he's sitting on my lap. He gets very excited by all of the moving colors on the screen, so he may dive at the game at some point and cause problems, which of course is what cats are for. Very good opening shops there. We've got 2 luck items, and we've managed to find 3 loots with a 4th locked. So we're going to be getting our support and musical weapon tags as high as possible, as quickly as possible. Now, one thing that's really cool about the Druid, even aside from already just being an incredibly strong character, is the Druid benefits from the ban system tremendously. This character has, because it starts with minus 100 regen and lifesteal. The Druid can't find regeneration or lifesteal items. They're banned from showing up in the shop for it, for the most part. That means there is a much smaller available item pool, especially of level 1 items for this character. So by banning items, we increase the quality of our items even more than a normal character does. For that reason, I'm also going to take the Sharp Bullet. It's not obviously doing anything right now, but we're basically spending 8 materials and 5% damage in order to get 1 extra ban, which is worth it for this character. And then later on, if we get Pocket Factory or something like that, we'll be happy we have it. We'll take the 8% damage here, and then we'll take 8 harvesting. One of the main challenges for this character is resisting buying regeneration when it shows up. Most characters, of course, want regeneration too, as a very high priority pick. We didn't quite manage to find our full weapon set by Wave 2, which is a little disappointing. We definitely would have liked 6 loots, because that would maximize our stats, but we're still very happy with where we're at here. So far, also, I haven't gotten a bonus point of luck yet. With the Druid, of course, some fruits are poisoned and deal damage to you. Now, you still want to pick those up, as we did there, because they still have the 33% chance of giving you extra luck, which we've missed, I think, 5 times on so far. So we have 0 extra luck from the Druid passive currently. But you should still pick those up as long as you're not putting yourself in danger of dying. One of the great things about having high luck, of course, is you get higher level items, and Banner is an excellent one. Attack speed is really important for loot, and range is actually pretty nice for us as well. I'm just going to take 5 harvesting here. I could roll for a higher level upgrade, and with 35 luck, it's not that unlikely, but I want to save my money because I really want to level my weapons, and I want to obviously buy these luck items. We'll definitely buy the tree, and we'll ban mutation. That's just stats that we don't care about. Claw tree, I will, I think, just also ban. Lute does 1.5x critical damage, so you don't really want to build critical hit, and it only scales with 50% of your melee damage, and we're going to be scaling the base damage with luck anyways, so we don't really need to buy melee damage. So Claw tree just gives us stats we don't care about. Okay, we did find a Lute here. Book, I'm just going to ban here as well, because we are probably not going to build engineering, and if we do build engineering, we don't really want to if we do build engineering items, like we get a pocket factory or something, we still don't want to buy engineering for those. We would much rather scale our weapon damage, so just getting that out of the pool is going to be very helpful. I'm going to leave some of the fruits on the ground just to heal us up when we do take damage, but of course we want to pick them up early in general because that will increase our luck during the wave, which makes it more likely that we get more fruits dropping during the wave, and then also makes it more likely that we get more items and everything as well. Ugly Tooth, similar to the Sharp Bullet, we're going to pick up mostly just for the extra ban that it gives us by removing this unique item from the pool, so that's effectively banning one more level 1 item. But also, it's not terrible, it can help against elites later on. Then I'm going to roll here, and I'll take 10% attack speed. I wouldn't have minded boosting my move speed, and of course luck or harvesting are also really good early, but attack speed is really important for this character. Here I'll re-roll, and then we'll take another 10% attack speed upgrade. Getting to level our lutes to level 2 is very important, because that increases the damage scaling that they get from luck, so that's very, very valuable. We'll buy Broken Mouth and Helmet, and I'm just going to ban the landmines. These are not very effective for us, and it gets us a free reroll, which is great. Cute Monkey is one of the best items that you can find on the Druid. This character, of course, normally struggles to heal because some fruits damage you and you can't use regen or lifesteal effectively. But Cute Monkey is an item that can heal you outside of that. So alternative methods of healing like this are really strong for the Druid. I'm also going to reroll here because I'm still looking for loots. We're still guaranteed to see one weapon in the shop. I guess I'll just buy this small fish. Picking that up, and we did finally start getting some bonus luck. It does feel bad when you get unlucky on the 33% in the early game, because each point of luck that you have makes it more likely that you drop more fruits, which makes it more likely that you get more points of luck. So missing a couple times due to bad die rolls can set you pretty far behind compared to where you would be if you had just hit a few of those 33s. Fortunately, we are still getting a decent amount of luck there. And one thing that's important to know on this character is that at the end of the wave, the red fruits, the cursed ones, don't get pulled to the Druid. So you need to pick them up manually if you want to pick them up at all. Here, I'll take 10 harvesting. 10 luck would also be good, but we'll just err on the side of taking the higher level upgrade. But here, I could take 10 luck or 2 armor. I could also take 12% damage, which our percent damage is pretty low as well. Let's just take the high level upgrade again. I was tempted by the 10 luck because, as we mentioned previously, building luck, of course, pushes this character in the right direction much faster. But taking a high level upgrade, fixing our percentage damage, I think is just really important. We're going to ban the lens, we'll lock the Broken Mouth. Again, we don't care about losing regen, we're at minus 100, so it doesn't matter at all. And this will also give us max HP. Max HP, a pretty important stat on the Druid, since you are going to be taking damage from your passive, from the poisoned fruits, and you need the HP to support that damage that you're taking. I'm going to ban both of those, and then we'll go ahead and lock a Cute Monkey. We've now used all our bans, which is really nice. Getting to use those early means that our shops from now on will be much higher quality, since we've removed 10 level 1 items from the pool that we don't want. That means that the items that do show up are much more likely to be powerful. I say 10 because we banned 8 items, and then we bought 2 unique items as well. Okay, so there's a loot alien to the left. I'm going to kill this curse alien first, and then I'll break that tree, and I should still have time and enough damage to kill the loot alien before the end of the wave, and we did. I'm going to make sure to pick up this red fruit and to break this tree, because it's most important that I spawn as many fruits as possible and pull them all in as much as possible. We don't currently have any use for elemental damage. I could buy the fuel tank in case we get elemental damage scaling of some kind, but I think generally you don't want to do that. I will take the small magazine here, because 10% attack speed is definitely worth spending 6 damage for, so we're pretty happy with that. Spicy sauce can be pretty good for this character. You drop a lot more consumables than normal characters do, so you do get extra damage from that. If we manage to pick up some explosion size, then that could be very strong for us. We also have 69 luck, but only 66 harvesting. I'm going to reroll here. With 69 luck, we're fairly likely to find a higher level upgrade, although we're not finding anything particularly strong right now. I'll take 8% damage. This character could end up building dodge later on, but getting our percent damage increased is going to be really important early. Now, I will say that if your goal is just to win here, you should probably still buy the knot, because it's such an efficient item. Yes, our weapons are low level, but knot is really, really strong. This is just so many good stats. That said, it's much less fun not being able to level your weapons, so we are going to pass on that. I'm going to pass on all 3 of these items. Unfortunately, despite having banned a bunch of bad level 1 items, we still keep seeing bad level 1 items, so we're getting slightly lower quality than average shops, I would say. But we can recover from that, no problem. I will take the defective steroids. This does give us extra maximum health, which matters, and the melee damage, although it's not efficient to buy it for this weapon, because it only scales at half rate, and you get luck scaling, it's still not totally useless. I think we do want to pass on the glass cannon, though. I'll take the injection, but armor is really, really good, and we don't really need that much more damage right now. We need more defensive stats. One thing about Lute is that this is a weapon that can struggle a little bit with horde waves, because it attacks slowly, and in order to be most effective, you need to hit enemies many times. I just, like, walked into that attack there. You need to hit enemies many times over, which for horde waves is much less of an option sometimes. And we do have 2 horde waves as our first 2 boss waves, so that is something that we do have to be aware of. We need to get enough damage that we can one-shot enemies on the horde waves and still be effective. Unfortunately, I took a lot of hits there, which meant I couldn't focus on picking up red fruits as much, and I lost some materials by playing around the edges of the map, just through bad movement in the early stages of those waves. I'm gonna take 6% damage here. I don't care about losing engineering, so 27 for 6% damage is fine. Okay, cat. Cat's getting in the way. Here, I really need to fix my movement speed, because it's at negative move speed, which is very dangerous, especially for a character that wants to mostly avoid taking hits, like this character. Garden is awesome. This, of course, is just a lot of extra, both healing and also extra luck for us. And then we'll buy the level 1 loot, lock the level 2, and I'll throw in 1 reroll here. I'll buy a coupon. Pickup radius is also really good, so we definitely want the little frog as well. Gonna drink some water. Really nice that we have the damage to kill these anglerfish without letting them charge too frequently. That's very helpful. Also, definitely going to pick up that red fruit, and I'll pick up a few of the green ones as well. We still have plenty of healing available on the map with the fruits to our right there. One thing that I do really want that we haven't gotten yet on this character, which is a little unusual because the Druid is tagged with the pickup tag, meaning items that care about picking up consumables and materials are more likely to appear, is we haven't gotten increased consumable healing. So we're a little bit behind in terms of our sustainability compared to a normal run. Take the duct tape here, and then I could start building dodge. I think for 9 materials, this is worth it. It does cost me some XP gain, but we'll hopefully find XP gain items. And I do want to build dodge eventually. You need a lot of defensive stats on this character because you don't have the normal healing options. I will take the turret, and obviously we'll take the bag. That's an awesome find. Then I'll re-roll, and I guess I'll just take 6 max HP here. Had to pause the recording to let the cat back out, but we're back here. Let's go ahead and upgrade our weapon, buy the little frog, buy the shady potion. Those are all amazing items for us. Lumberjack shirt, that's another unique out of the pool, and also just a really solid item for us. It means a lot less time spent bonking things when you're playing the Druid. I'll take and when you're playing with Lute, which won't usually kill trees quickly because trees are immune to the debuff from the Lute, and so you're just relying on the base damage of your weapons. Definitely upgrading our Lute here. I'm going to pass on the Alien Worm. My max HP is fine, and I really don't want to reduce my consumable healing. Wow, what a shop. Obviously, upgrading our weapons this much is great. I'm passing on upgrading the... I'm passing on boosting my crit chance, because this weapon only scales with 1.5x. Later, once I have more base damage, even lower scaling of crit chance can still be powerful. But in the early game, it's not that efficient, and I don't want to lose armor for it, so that's why we're not taking the gambling token. Or no, the sunglasses. The other item that reduces your armor. Making sure, as always, to pick up as many of the red fruits as possible, because the green ones get pulled in automatically at the end of the wave, so you'll still get the luck at the end of the wave if you don't pick those up manually, but you want to pick up the red ones manually. Each one you touch is a third of a luck. So even at the cost of some health, it's almost always worth it to pick those up. Obviously, you need to make sure you don't die as a result, but that's usually fairly easy to arrange. At this point, I am going to take luck over harvesting, because that scales our weapon damage, which is very important. We'll upgrade our loots here, and then do a reroll. I think we can get away with the bone dice. I think that's fine. Do I want the Tyler? I don't think so. The amount of damage that this does is just too low to matter. Whistle, I will definitely take, and Warrior Helmet will lock, and then I will do another reroll here. We are having a little more trouble building dodge, because I keep buying little frogs, but increased pickup radius is so helpful for this character. One thing to bear in mind, too, is that these red fruits do not get pulled in by your pickup radius when you're below full health, but the green ones do, so you do get extra healing by having boosted pickup radius. And it's not more dangerous to do it that way, because you still only pick up the poisoned ones if you actually step on them. Got that Lute alien kill. Another important part of playing the Druid is that boosting your luck also makes the average healing higher, because luck increases the chance that a consumable drop turns into a chest. And while the fruits can be poisoned for the Druid, the chests can never be poisoned. So the more likely you are to drop a chest, the more likely it is to actually heal you as well. Picking up a few of those, and you'll notice that the fact that we have Cute Monkey, which should have some absurd amount of healing, yeah, it's already 100 healing, or 95 healing, is also making it much easier for us to stay at full health. Bowler Hat is great. This is both stats that we care about. I'll recycle the pencil. We don't have any engineering that we care about yet. I was going to try to roll for dodge, but I think I'll just take 9 movement speed. 2 armor would be good as well, but getting to at least 15% movement speed will help a lot. And here, I think I am going to start building up dodge. I think this character will want dodge later on, and I had an armor item locked, so you could also roll for armor there, but dodge is easiest to build by getting it from level ups, so that's why I wanted to roll for it there. Fertilizer we can still take, small fish we can take. Wisdom I think is fine here. This character's damage is typically going to be dealt slowly anyways, because you need to hit the elites a few times to build up stacks of your loot's debuff. So Wisdom will work well with that in order to help kill them slowly over time, which is going to be the plan regardless. We'll take the Baby Gecko here, and then I'll roll. I'll lock a Lute, and roll again. And Baby Elephant is an amazing find, because of course that's going to help us deal more damage. When you're playing a character with really high luck, Baby Elephants and Cyberballs can be pretty effective. And The Druid doesn't care about killing enemies in a specific way. We're not a character that needs to only build weapon damage for whatever reason. We just want more damage around the map in general. The faster we're clearing enemies, the better. Still no consumable heal, which is a little worrying. That does make it harder to sustain in the late game. And you can see here that as I take a few hits, things get a little more dangerous. So I need to stop picking up red fruits mostly, just because the amount of damage we were taking was starting to get a little bit spooky. I was able to pick up a few near the end there. Okay, we'll take the cursed pile of books. It's not amazing for us. We don't care about these stats, but the crit chance isn't totally useless. And the engineering, I guess, works with our one turret. Maybe we get a pocket factory later on that cares about it as well. And keep building dodge also. And so that will just give us extra benefits, but mostly we're picking it up for the 5 curse. Extra stomach is great. We're always going to be picking up consumables at full health on this character. I'll buy the insanity here because I get a free reroll off of that, so it saves me some money. And maybe we get a tentacle or something that we can use the crit chance with. And then here, I will lock the loot and buy the mastery. I want to buy the cursed stat first. Weird Ghost you should avoid buying on the Druid usually, because you want to pick up consumables. We also don't need maximum health now, because we have the extra stomach. That'll give us all the max health we ever need. So I'm gonna not do that. I'm actually not 100% sure if we're at full health and step on a red fruit. I think we do get the extra stomach maximum health bonus. I think the extra stomach counts before we take the damage from the red fruit, but I'm actually not 100% sure of that. I do want to stay full health at least until I have picked up my 8 HP from the extra stomach. Or I can try to stay full health the entire round, and then we can just get the extra health at the end of the wave when all the fruits get pulled in. I didn't get HP there, but I think we've already got our +8 when I stepped on that red fruit at full health. But I think that's just because our extra stomach is maxed for the round. Yeah, a cursed wheat, that's awesome. This is, again, all stats that we care about, and we don't lose anything that we care about. I do want more armor, but let's just take 12% damage. That's always going to be good. I will buy a lute and a garden and a warrior helmet and roll. Metal plate is great. An upgraded lute is great. Salt water we will take as well, of course. This is attack speed. The extra move speed is good. So I guess what I'm going to do is... none of these are economy items, so I'll buy the salt water. It's the most expensive item, and it pulls a unique level 2 out of the pool, so it makes our 2 remaining shop slots very slightly better. That doesn't matter at all, really. It's such a minuscule benefit, but when we're deciding between things where none of the other components really matter, you can use it as a tiebreaker. Now, of course, the cat has decided he wants to come back into my office. So I don't know if you can hear him meowing at the door. But he's just gonna have to wait. White flag, of course, we're going to recycle. Clover is great. We obviously want increased luck. We don't care about losing lifesteal, and we are going to build dodge on this character, so let's go ahead and keep boosting that. We're up to 24% dodge, which is not bad. That's a good start for wave 14. Let's roll here. We'll take the baby gecko for sure. Nail, this will be essentially like buying 1 melee damage, or 1 damage on our weapons. So I don't think it's really worth buying the nail. It's like, what? So we would get 1.8 damage from our 9 engineering. And then, of course, that would be multiplied by our percent damage. But increasing our base weapon damage by about 2 per swing, it just doesn't seem worth 150 materials, so we're going to pass on that. I'll take the celery tea here, because it's cursed. I probably wouldn't pick it if it wasn't cursed. Oh, Bone Dice is doing really well for us. 7% damage and no HP lost. That's pretty nice. I'll buy another one. And then I will roll. I don't need to buy the Broken Mouth because we have extra stomach, so we just don't need to spend money on maximum health anymore. And of these two, I'll buy the Corrupted Shard because it increases our curse, so always buy the item with an economy stat first, all else being equal. Cursed Walrus, taking some time to take out here, and then there's another one. So I'm going to focus damage on those just because they can put a lot of pressure on your movement. Okay, so there I did get max HP. Yeah, so we got max HP from the extra stomach, picking up a red fruit at full health. So now we know how that mechanic works, which I was pretty sure that's how it worked, but always worthwhile to test these things. Still 0 extra consumable healing, which is wild on the Druid. You're so much more likely to find those items in the shop, both because you're just more likely to roll those items, thanks to the pickup tag on this character's shopping, and also because there's so many fewer level 1 items available to the Druid, so you're just much more likely to find those. I'm going to sell the snake there, even if we end up with some sort of burning synergy stuff eventually. It's just so far in the future that we'd rather just have the money. Let's roll here. We'll take 15 luck, and then this is level 20. So I'm going to roll for dodge again, because I really want to boost my dodge, and this is the best way to do it. Really nice to pick up the silver bullet. That's going to make killing the elites and bosses a lot easier, and that is one of the things that the Druid can struggle with, because your damage is dealt a little bit slowly with loots, and your healing is less reliable than other characters, so you can have difficulty with that, but with Silver Bullet, it's a lot easier. I'll buy Sunken Bell and Power Generator. Power Generator, I do want to boost my movement speed eventually anyways, so it should give us some percent damage. But mostly we're buying those two just to get rid of a couple unique items and make some other level 3 items more likely to appear. That's less important than it is for level 1 items, and it's already not massively impactful for level 1 items. But one of the fun things about playing the Druid also is you get to buy all the weird synergy items and then just kind of max out your character. You can see how much extra healing I'm getting, so as I pick up these red fruits, we continuously generate more healing. Even with only 3 consumable healing, the Druid drops so many fruits that you can heal to full when on a horde wave like this, just by running straight at the enemies. And I've gotten my 8 HP already, so there's no need for me to stay full health for the extra stomach or anything like that. Another cute monkey is great. Clockwork Wasp is amazing. It goes so well with the gardens that we have. And then we'll pick up another treasure map and 6% more dodge. Here I will buy these 2 uniques and the injection. I could spend 263 on 6 melee damage effectively. Again, I don't think that's really worth the expenditure there. We'll buy Banner and Broken Mouth, and we'll roll here, upgrade our Lute, upgrade Propeller Hat, lock a head injury, and do another reroll, and I'll lock another Lute. Hopefully I find a level 1 or 2 Lute to go alongside this level 4, so I don't have to sell anything, but if not, I'll sell the level 1, it'll be fine. One challenge we have is we have that level 1 loot, and our luck is so high now that we're very unlikely to roll a level 1 weapon to be able to upgrade it. Got that Curse Alien kill. So that's actually funny. That was a random spawn Curse Alien. Wave 16 has guaranteed Curse Alien spawns, but they don't start until 40 seconds into the wave, so at the 20-second mark on the clock. So the one that spawned earlier there was just a random Curse Alien spawn, which of course are possible on any wave. Making sure to kill the Curse Aliens as much as possible while also continuously increasing our luck. We'll buy more luck here. I'll take a turret as well when it shows up in a box. I'll take attack speed over 9 crit chance. Although the tentacle would have been a nice find. Here I'm just gonna recycle this loot and we'll buy the level 4. I will buy the tentacle and I'll buy head injury. And we'll take the scared sausage as well. If I get Greek fire, it can be pretty good. So just having 1 scared sausage can be okay, and it gives me a free reroll. Lock Dangerous Bunny, that should still pay off, but these other economy items are a little too late, so I'll just do a couple more rerolls. I'm incentivized to reroll a lot also, because I have the bone dice, so every time I reroll, we have a decent chance of getting extra damage. So obviously, re-rolling there is nice because it gives us a chance to find more items, but also because we have benefits just from re-rolling in general. One great thing, too, about this is it's a melee character, so if you're playing on the Abyss map, you don't have to worry about pufferfish explosions, mostly. You only get 2 lamprey spawns when you break up blobfish, so it's a lot safer. And our damage is now so high that we're able to clear most enemies without even waiting for our loot debuff to build up. But when it does, it's even better. The jelly, we just don't need any max HP. I think I'd rather just have 13 materials. And obviously we're selling that. I do want more movement speed, but you can't reduce your luck on this character, of course. We'll buy the Cyber Ball. Here, I'm going to re-roll. I could have taken the move speed, but I think we can do better. I'll roll again and roll again. Okay, well, a little unlucky there, but that's okay. Dangerous Bunny, we're definitely taking. Starfish doesn't really do anything at this point. I don't think it'll have time to pay itself off, and it just makes the enemies more dangerous, so we're going to pass on that. Finally got some consumable healing. That makes us a little bit safer. Now, it does increase the amount of damage that we take when we pick up a poison fruit, but that's totally fine, because it more than makes up for it in increasing your healing in general. Take a duct tape. I'll take the compass as well. I want more move speed, and that gives me % damage. And then I'll re-roll. I will buy the treasure map over the recycling machine, and I think we're just passing on recycling machine this run. I could buy it because we might get a red item that we don't want, and then we make some of the money back by getting the recycling machine to go off. But with only 2 more waves, effectively, where it can do anything, I don't think we care about recycling machine. Pearl is a tremendous amount of extra damage for this character, 31 extra damage, and then Garden is still good even this late. Alright, so we should be able to take out the elite really, really fast. We're stacking up our debuffs, so it's taking way more damage than it normally would. And our base damage is really high already, of course. Another item that I would like to see is Adrenaline. That would be a good way to heal and also boost our dodge. I still would like to get additional dodge. We should hit level 25 before the end of the run here, so we should be able to pick up a 12 dodge upgrade from our level 25 level up, and that way we'll get pretty close to dodge cap. Again, trying to make sure I mostly pick up the red fruits. Even this late, the extra luck is still pretty powerful. It gives us higher level items, higher level ups, and of course gives us extra stats in general. Okay, so I could take Axolotl here. That would mean I would need to find a ranged weapon, but we would have 300 base ranged damage going into the boss fight, because it's going to completely ruin the damage of my loots. You know what? Let's go for it. If we lose the run because we don't find a good ranged weapon, that's totally fine. I think that's just too funny. Here I will take the glass cannon as well. Okay, we got a 12 dodge upgrade. I am going to pass on the pearl now because I have 0 luck. And I think I'm passing on the garden also because I have to roll into a ranged weapon. I will take these items. We're going to pass on loots. I don't need to upgrade those anymore. All right, submachine gun, that's perfect. And let's roll again. I'll take some more dodge. Now we're at dodge cap, so I don't even need to spend my next level up on dodge. Let's roll again. Fireball, sadly not a ranged damage weapon. I'll take another baby gecko, and I'll keep re-rolling. Here's another submachine gun, that's perfect. Earlier, the plastic explosive actually could have been good. This character has spicy sauce, so the explosion damage could have helped against some of those horde waves, maybe. But this late, it's not that important. But now we are going to have a leveled up, another leveled up submachine gun. We can build back some of our luck this wave just by picking up consumables. Though we're much less likely to drop consumables since we've reduced our luck by 300. I don't think this is actually better than not taking the Axolotl, but, you know, I'm not going to pass Axolotl when it shows up. It's just so funny every time. I would like to get one more ranged weapon. 2 SMGs will be fine. That's plenty of damage to kill the bosses, but if we could get one more ranged weapon, and especially if we could get something more powerful, that would be really nice. One funny thing is my loots are still doing, like, pretty solid damage just because it stacks up the debuffs. Here I'll take more attack speed. SMGs don't benefit that much from it, but other ranged weapons that we might want would. And then we'll take 12 move speed. Move speed is going to be good also, of course, because we also get percent damage from it, and it can keep us safe from the elites. Clockwork Wasp, it's 5% damage, but I feel like the thing that matters for us is really just finding more ranged weapons. So we're going to buy a submachine gun, we'll sell out of this loot, we'll buy a revolver, we'll roll. Javelin is not a ranged weapon. I've got 15 armor and 60 dodge and 130 health, so I don't really need to buy defensive stats. There we go. This is what I was hoping for, a minigun. That's the type of thing that you want when you have 330 ranged damage. Crossbow does scale with ranged damage okay, but I think we can do better. I'll roll again, and okay, another minigun. Can I sell? If I sell this, it's 83. That's not close enough, unfortunately. And none of my other weapons sell for enough to afford the minigun. That's like 100-ish, so yeah, we're still quite a ways short of the minigun. So I guess I'll just buy the Lost Duck and do a reroll just for fun. And, okay, we'll buy the 69 material revolver for the jokes. And then we've transitioned completely to a ranged damage build. I now have -2 luck on the Druid, which is pretty ridiculous. I was not expecting the run to end like this, but it's really funny that it did. And let's go to wave 20. See if we can kill these bosses. Turns out that we can. And there we go. So we have managed to delete the bosses in seconds flat. And that was a really funny run. This run is always just so much fun in general. And when it ends like that, it's even goofier. Let's take a look at our items here. We've got nothing. Yeah, we had 400 healing from cute monkeys, so obviously amazing there. Double spicy sauce, still only 21k damage on the Druid. You have to find explosion size upgrades for this item to do anything. The range is just too short on the explosions by default. So usually you only want to buy it for the max HP. We also, of course, removed a level 2 item from the pool by buying 2 of them. Treasure map gave us 11 extra items, so it wasn't amazing for 5 treasure maps, but still obviously excellent. Dangerous Bunny saved us 243, but that probably works out to about 600 in discounted rerolls. We've got just shy of 360 on our coupons, so they were fine. 375 on bags, actually kind of low for 2 bags on the Druid. We got these in the mid-game, and this character has really high luck, so you expect to see bags do really well. I do think we got slightly unlucky on item drops this run, not that it mattered. Bone dice were great. They did 31 for 4, which is well over the 5 for 1 ratio that you normally expect for bone dice. And what else? Extra stomach for 64 HP. We never missed on getting the full 8 HP every wave that we got it, so obviously excellent, and it meant that we never had to buy any max HP for the rest of the game. 40k damage on our baby elephant, and only 7k on the cyber ball, and pretty much nothing else that was super exciting, although the axolotl was really funny in the end game. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this Druid run that turned into a gun run right at the end. As always, of course, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.